the fact that US President Barack Obama will be in the country. Let's speak to Ambassador Amina Mohammed, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, probably the one person who knows more about this than we do. Let's look at the United States and Kenya. If you were to describe the relationship that exists between the two countries, how would you describe it?
I would say it was solid, I would say it was strong, and I would say it was growing. It's solid because it started a long time ago, actually before independence, and you had His Excellency the President talk about that yesterday. And I think you've had that being repeated over and over again in the last 1 month at least. So a relationship that is older than our independence, that is actually older than our life as a republic, and that even then was defined by its vision, right, for the future of our country. You know, with the airlift of students to the United States, including, of course, President Barack Obama's father. You know, just looking at what the United States could do to support the future of our country, and therefore, and so it's solid. It's very, very strong and very broad. Because it's deep and covers very many areas, but it's not superficial. It's very, very deep. Whether you're talking about security, whether you're talking about education, whether you're talking about health, including with the support that we got on HIV/AIDS. You remember when it was actually ravaging our country, and the country that came with the biggest amount of support was the United States. Whether it is with the issues relating to terrorism today, whether it's in technological transfer and support, so it's really a broad and very deep relationship, and one that is growing. It's better today than it was yesterday. Yeah. It will be better tomorrow than it is today. So a good relationship.
Diplomatically?
Diplomatically, at a very good place. Very, very good place. Look, in the last 1 year, we've had very many high-level visits to our country. We had senators here, and you remember there was a huge number of senators who were here. We've had the Secretary for Commerce, we've had the Secretary for Transportation, Secretary Fox, who came in with 30 businessmen and entrepreneurs and investors. We had a very, very successful business forum with him. We have had the Secretary of State, my counterpart, John Kerry, who visited with us here. So we've really had high-level visits. And we've had many business fora, actually. And not just that, but the Corporate Council on Africa has held forums here and in the United States. Okay. So our relationship, like I said, that's growing.
All right. Kenya has had a series of terrorist attacks in the last year, different places all over the country, and we have seen travel advisories being issued by some Western nations. And now the President of the United States is making his way to Kenya for the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. From where you stand, where does this now place Kenya?
Well, for us, it's a defining moment, actually, a defining moment in our history. It's the first time that a sitting head of state is visiting our country. It has never happened before. It speaks of the kind of leadership that we have. It also speaks about what we've been doing and the recognition that we are getting for doing the right things, for carrying out the right kind of reforms, for trying as best as we can to ensure that our constitution, our wonderful constitution, is implemented. I think it's recognition that Kenya is headed in the right direction, and so there is a need to not just recognize but associate with Kenya, but also a recognition of the energy, of the creativity, of the innovation of our youth. And that's why the GES is happening in our country.
Now that you're talking about our youth and the Global Entrepreneurship Summit that's coming up this weekend, what are some of the areas that you think Kenya and the United States can cooperate in terms of trade?
As far as the summit is concerned, for us it's a wonderful opportunity to showcase what we actually have. We've done that different times in different places, but for the first time We actually have the whole world here. The whole world to look at what is happening in our country, the progress that we have made, the innovations. After all, we are home to the world's leading mobile money payment and transfer. M-Pesa. We are also the home of iHub, right? Which is a wonderful space that has been created for our youth, but also for our tech companies, our upstarts, our technologists, investors, common space where they can meet and decide whether they want to work together, you know, or not. You know, so basically we have been able on our own to do so much, right? That now we get a chance to show the world.
So basically we've been doing very well on our own, but then let's admit it, we've had security challenges. Are we looking at the prospects of cooperating with the U.S. in terms of security?
Absolutely, totally. And you know, yes, we have had security challenges, but so has everybody else. Right? Just look around the world. We are not alone. We're not unique. Right? In fact, what's unique is that we've been able to come to terms and deal with it. And when we have not done so well, we've pulled up our socks, rolled up our sleeves, right, and gone to work. Right? And so now you look at all the measures, all the mechanisms, you know, all the systems, all the institutions that have been put in place to just make sure that every day of the week, every hour in the day, we're trying our best, right, to beat these evil people at what they do, right? You know, so I think, you know, sometimes we deserve to, you know, to pat ourselves on the back and say, listen, we've had challenges, it's difficult, sometimes it actually looks impossible, right? But we have managed. We have managed, and it's actually also a testimony to the strength of our people, to our resilience as a country. I think something that has kept us going from the times, you know, when we were a colony until today, but we've always been able to rise to the occasion, and every time we stumbled a little, we shook off the dust, got up and moved.
Okay. So here's the thing, lots of young people who knew that you're coming into the show tonight were asking, as a Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, some of them have been trying to get out of Kenya to probably do business, engage with people, engage with businessmen across the globe. They've been having a little bit of difficulty. Now you're having this Global Entrepreneurship Summit. What specific things are you going to do to help the young men and women who are now interested to reach out to businessmen across the globe?
Well, this is the opportunity of a lifetime for any young person, you know, who is looking for partnerships, who's looking for cooperation, who is actually looking for investors, who's looking to showcase what they've been able to do. This is a wonderful opportunity because now they will have in one place, in one spot, everybody that they need, right? In order to move forward. They will be able to network, they will make friends, they will be probably, if they have good innovations, they will probably attract investment into those innovations, if they have startups, you know. And today we had testimony during the pre-summit at KICC of these really young people who are doing amazing things, some of who had already been acquired for incredible amounts of money. I could just sit there and salivate and think, oh my goodness, I am in the wrong business. I should be doing what they're doing. You know, but really amazing stuff. And we all sat there feeling extremely proud to be Kenyan and thinking we want to be associated with these young people. We want to be able to praise them, to commend them for what they're doing, but above all to just say thank you very, very much for doing this, for putting our country in the limelight, especially in an area, right, that is so new, that is so innovative, that's so creative, and that we want to be known for.
If you were to address young men, young entrepreneurs who are watching you now, re the Global Entrepreneurship Summit that is coming up, as Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary and someone who's gone round the globe, you know how businesses work around there, what would you tell them?
I'm proud of them. I'm completely and totally proud of them. And that as a government, we will do everything in our power to support them, to help them, to make sure that they actually achieve and realize their potential. That's the only thing I can say, because really today I was so impressed, and as I said, you know, just happy to be Kenyan. So it was like they say, it was a feel-good moment for all of us.
So what if there's someone somewhere who's thinking, should I not go? What are the benefits?
Go for it. Go for it.
What are the benefits of this thing?
As Kenyans, we always take risks, and I learned that, you know, the hard way today. So go for it. In any case, it's always either yes or no, right? Go for it. Give it your best. And in most cases, when you do that, you actually achieve something.
Lastly, before I let you go, will your ministry reach out to the entrepreneurs, young Kenyan entrepreneurs who are probably interested in reaching out and doing business across the globe? Will your ministry be helping them, guiding them in a way?
The whole government will be doing that. We have the Ministry of Industrialization, and Aden Mohammed has been involved with them. He's been working with them. He's been doing a lot of good stuff with them. You also have the ministry that's responsible for the youth, which is the Ministry of Devolution and Planning, and they've also been very, very supportive, creating the necessary programs and providing the necessary support in various ways, coming up with wonderful initiatives. So I think that the Kenyan youth have the support system they need from government. They just need to use it.
Ambassador Amina Mohammed, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we thank you for speaking to us on KTN Prime.